How can something so beautiful be so hard to eat? Hey guys, welcome back to the mothership. You may or may not have seen the rainbow highlighter DIY all across YouTube lately. I first heard about it from my friend Natalie's Outlet, and I actually used her video a lot to help guide me through today's project, so I'm going to go ahead and link that video right here. Recently, SofiaStyled Beauty also came up with the Galaxy highlighter, which I thought was super creative, and after that video, it kind of got the wheels turning in my head, and I was like, you know what? We need to make a swirl candy highlighter because, you know, on this channel, that's like one of our favorite things, swirl candy things, because candy is awesome. If you guys want to see more swirl candy DIYs, be sure to give this video a thumbs up so I know, and take a moment to hit the subscribe button because we are trying to hit 500,000 stylers, you guys. It's so close. Also, you guys, my sister Sylvia recently started a YouTube channel where she shows how to draw realistic portraits of people. She's so talented. This is her channel. If you guys are into like art and drawings, we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it. Alright guys, you'll need a couple of tiny cups or Tupperware like I'm using here. Next, pick out any kind of eyeshadow color that you want. Just make sure that your eyeshadow is sparkly, but if you don't have sparkly eyeshadow, then you will need some kind of highlighter powder. In my case, I'm just using a bunch of frosty eyeshadows, and this purple one here is actually mica powder. I wouldn't recommend using loose pigment. I found that the loose pigment actually had a bit of trouble sticking with the other eyeshadows, so try to just use regular eyeshadow. At this point, make sure that you break up all the chunks in your eyeshadow. Now you'll need some kind of a compact. In my case, I'm just using a really inexpensive one that I cleaned out. Make sure that you sanitize it with rubbing alcohol, then completely dry it with paper towel. So in order to help me kind of put together the swirl design, I'm going to use an eyeliner here to draw out a little guide on the bottom, and I think this is totally helpful for later on. But yeah, I'm just drawing little swirls basically. Try to break them up as evenly as possible, and yeah, just freehand it. Then you're going to take your rubbing alcohol and start adding drops of it to each of the little cups or bowls. Here I'm using a pipette, but you can totally just use the cap. I just happen to have pipettes. These are basically little dropper thingamabobbers. Once you mix together the alcohol and eyeshadow, you want to make sure that you have a pasty consistency and try to break down the chunks as much as possible using toothpicks or something like that. Once everything is nice and mixed up, you can use a spoon or a tiny spatula to start transferring the paste to your compact. At this point, it can get a little tricky, but honestly, you just want to make sure that the paste isn't too watery, and then it's not that difficult to mold. In my case, I'm doing like a swirly thingamabobber shape. I'm saying thingamabobber a lot in this video. You kind of want to like drag out the end of one of the sides to create a little swirly tail. It's kind of weird to explain it, but you can see it here. I'm also using a toothpick to kind of like clean up the sides. You can also use a Q-tip, which I did do as well. Once you put all of the eyeshadow into the compact, take toilet paper or paper towel and press it gently on top of the powders to help the alcohol kind of absorb into the paper. You're gonna let this sit with the paper on top like this for 24 hours. Then once you let it sit overnight, you'll have a nice dry powder ready for you to use. So this is what the beautiful swirl candy highlighter looks like. I'm not really sure how this is going to look like on the cheekbone, but it looks pretty cool in the compact. So this part of our job is done. Okay. So it's definitely plenty of color. It's definitely very shiny. SofiaStyled Beauty recommends using a beauty sponge, so that's what I'm going to try here. Let's see if this works. I'm trying to press down evenly all around the compact. We have it right there. Don't know what I'm doing. Why is this all over my cheek? Oh. Ooh. I feel like I need to blend it out a little bit more though. It's almost like the rainbow highlighter, but it's just kind of like a different design, and it looks a little bit more unique in the compact. Like if you're wanting to make this with friends and you like the idea of rainbow highlighter, but you want to try a different design in the compact. I think I brought that a little too close to my eyeball. Apparently I don't know how to highlight. So after trying it out, I feel like this is more like a cheek stamp, and also I feel like the swirl candy one is more like a blush. It does cover up more of the face. It doesn't look too crazy on the cheeks. It's like a swirling rainbow, so I like it. What do you guys think? Do you like this? Is this something that you would try out? Have you tried the rainbow highlighter? Which do you prefer, this or that? Let me know in the comments below. I just did like a second dab and look at that. It looks insane. Alright guys, I hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you guys want to stay connected, you can find all my social media information in the description box below. And if you guys ever get bored, I do go live on every Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern time. I also snap, so if you guys want to follow along my daily life, then that's a great way for us to stay connected. I love you guys to the moon, and I will see you soon. Keep snapping.